Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, a boy born into slavery, destined to bring balance to the Force, but consumed by darkness. His life is the story of the galaxy itself: hope, fear, betrayal, and ultimately, redemption. Welcome back to Holocron Horizon. Today, we'll embark on a deep dive into one of Star Wars' most complex and tragic figures. We'll trace Anakin's journey from the sands of Tatooine to the heights of Jedi Knighthood, into the shadows as Darth Vader, and finally, to his ultimate redemption. This is the tragedy and the legacy of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker's story begins not in the grand halls of Coruscant or the battlefields of the Republic, but on the desert planet of Tatooine. Born into slavery, Anakin's earliest years were marked by hardship. Yet, even as a child, he displayed extraordinary gifts: his reflexes in pod racing, his intuition with machines, and his natural compassion for others. Qui-Gon Jinn saw in him something more: the chosen one of Jedi prophecy, a boy conceived by the will of the Force itself, meant to bring balance. But the Jedi Council was hesitant. They sensed fear in him, a fear of loss, particularly of his mother, Shmi. Still, Anakin left Tatooine behind, carrying both the promise of greatness and the shadow of attachment. The seeds of his destiny, both glorious and tragic, had already been sown. Under Obi-Wan Kenobi's guidance, Anakin grew into a skilled Jedi apprentice. But his relationship with the Jedi Order was strained from the start. He often clashed with the Council, bristling under their rules, questioning their wisdom, and struggling with their teachings on detachment. Anakin wanted to do good. He wanted to save lives, protect the innocent, and use his power to end suffering. But this clashed with the Jedi doctrine of restraint. And in secret, he pursued a forbidden love, his bond with Padme Amidala. To Anakin, she was more than love. She was security, hope, and family. But this attachment would become both his greatest source of strength and his greatest weakness. When the Clone Wars erupted, Anakin became a hero of the Republic. On the battlefield, he was fearless, brilliant, and inspiring. The clones admired him, seeing him as both a commander and a friend. To the galaxy, he was the Jedi's shining knight. But beneath the legend was a man torn apart by doubt. Anakin felt unrecognized by the Jedi Council, frustrated that his power was distrusted rather than celebrated. His bond with his Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, grounded him. But when she was wrongfully accused and abandoned by the Order, her departure shook Anakin's faith in the Jedi to its core. Meanwhile, Chancellor Palpatine positioned himself as a mentor, a father figure Anakin never had. Little by little, Palpatine fed his insecurities, planting seeds that would soon take root. By the final days of the war, Anakin's fears had reached a breaking point. Haunted by visions of Padme's death and childbirth, he became desperate to find a way to save her. Palpatine revealed his true nature: Darth Sidious, Dark Lord of the Sith. He offered Anakin the forbidden knowledge to cheat death. To Anakin, this was the only path. Torn between loyalty to the Jedi and his love for Padme, he made the fateful choice to kneel before Sidious. As Darth Vader, his descent was swift and merciless. He led the slaughter in the Jedi Temple. Even the younglings were not spared. To the Republic, he became the enforcer of tyranny. To Padme, the man she loved was gone. And on Mustafar, his betrayal came to its peak. In a duel fueled by rage and heartbreak, Obi-Wan defeated him, leaving his brother, his friend, broken and burning. Anakin Skywalker was no more. Only Darth Vader remained. For decades, Vader was the face of fear in the galaxy, a symbol of oppression, a weapon of the Emperor. But within the armor, within the darkness, traces of Anakin lingered. His love for Padme, though twisted, had not entirely died. His humanity was buried, but not erased. When Luke Skywalker emerged, everything changed. Luke's unwavering belief that his father still had good within him stirred something Anakin had long buried. Vader, the enforcer, became conflicted. Anakin, the man, began to stir once again. In the end, Anakin Skywalker fulfilled the prophecy, but not as the Jedi expected. By choosing to save his son, he destroyed the Emperor, ending the Sith and restoring balance to the Force. His redemption came not through power, but through love, the very thing that once doomed him. Anakin's story resonates because it is universal. It is the story of potential corrupted by fear, the dangers of unchecked power, and the hope of redemption even in the darkest hour. He reminds us that balance is not the absence of struggle, but the courage to rise above it. Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, the fallen knight, the redeemed father. His tragedy and his redemption will forever define the Star Wars saga. Thank you for joining us on Holocron Horizon. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Anakin Skywalker, give this video a like, subscribe for more Star Wars analysis, and let us know in the comments, who should we explore next? Obi-Wan Kenobi, Emperor Palpatine, or maybe Ahsoka Tano? Until next time, may the Force be with you.